Let's ask the hard question. Is Hua Cheng a stalker? The dude followed Xie Lian everywhere when he was alive, and even death didn't stop him. Most of the time, Xie Lian didn't even know that Hua Cheng existed. Hua Cheng basically knows everything about Xie Lian, is madly in love with him, and spent around 800 years searching for him. And during that time, Xie Lian not only didn't reciprocate those feelings, he didn't even know who the dude was. Maybe Hua Cheng is a nice guy. He did all of these things for Xie Lian, showered him in affection, released 3,000 lanterns, waited 800 years, died 3 times for him. Xie Lian has to love him after all that. Hua Cheng is entitled to that love, right? Well, the beautiful thing about their relationship is that Hua Cheng doesn't feel entitled to anything. Time and time again, in real life and in fiction, we see relationships treated as a transaction. I did something nice to you, so you must love me in return. Whenever a man in a story falls in love with a girl, is nice to her, and saves her, especially if he puts his own life at risk, the readers expect the girl to reciprocate those feelings. God forbid she doesn't fall in love with a man. Then she is labeled rude and selfish. The genders can obviously be reversed, but in stories it is usually this way. It is ingrained in our minds that if we continue doing nice things for the people we love, then they must fall in love with us. But that's not true. That line of thinking is not only erroneous, but also harmful. What makes Hua Cheng's 800-year-old obsession with Xie Lian beautiful, and not something straight out of a horror movie, is the fact that he expects nothing in return. If Xie Lian had asked Hua Cheng to wait for him, then it might have been different. But now, Hua Cheng himself, knowing that Xie Lian doesn't love him back, decided to dedicate his life to Xie Lian. Xie Lian never asked for this. He never consented. That is why he owes Hua Cheng absolutely nothing. No matter how extraordinary, how beautiful, how self-sacrificial, how loving Hua Cheng's actions are, Xie Lian owes Hua Cheng nothing. And the beautiful thing is that Hua Cheng knows this very well and accepts this. He doesn't do all of this for Xie Lian's love. He does all of those spectacular things to make Xie Lian happy. Does he crave Xie Lian's love? Oh, absolutely. Does he demand that love from Xie Lian? No, never. Hua Cheng stated that perfectly clear at the beginning of the book, when he talked about giving his ashes. There's a custom in the ghost realm where if a ghost has chosen someone, they would entrust their ashes to that person. That was like handing over one's life to another person. Such passion, what charming tales. Xie Lian sighed. It's definitely painful to think about, to have given everything for love and lose everything in return. The youth laughed out loud. What's there to be afraid of? If it were me, I'd have no regrets giving away my ashes, destroyed or not. Hua Cheng is basically saying, I willingly give my love to you, and you have the right to do whatever you want with it. You have the right to reject me, to stomp on my feelings. I love you with no strings attached. Hua Cheng expects nothing from Xie Lian, and he doesn't want Xie Lian to change in any way for him. Yes, he does show his displeasure when Xie Lian chooses to do something that will harm him, but he doesn't go all control freak mode and forbid Xie Lian from ever doing it again. Xie Lian is the one who makes the first move when he asks Hua Cheng what is bothering him, and they have a talk, communicate their feelings, and Xie Lian promises to be more careful. Healthy relationship stuff. Gotta love it. Hua Cheng might act a bit like a stalker. There's no escaping those accusations. But he respects Xie Lian's boundaries. It also helps that Hua Cheng knows how messed up his actions look from an outsider's perspective. He 100% believed that during the confession scene, Xie Lian was going to be furious with him and would never want to see him again. And, despite how badly it hurt him, Hua Cheng was ready to accept it, accept Xie Lian's rejection. In the story, Xie Lian had already fallen in love with Hua Cheng at that point, and both of them got their happy ending. But not all stories end like that. If you decide to help a person you love, it is your choice, and it is their choice not to love you back. How many times have we heard in fiction and reality, "I did everything for you, why won't you love me back?" Well, it is that person's right not to love you back. Hua Cheng's understanding of this is the many reasons I love Heaven Official's blessing and Hua Lian's relationship. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. This channel is about 100 subscribers away from hitting 1000. That would be a dream come true. Anyways, see you next time. Bye!